everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie, and if you're new here, this is my dining room. So we've been in here before when we decorated for Thanksgiving, but we're doing part 2 of my Christmas decorating series, and we're going to be working in here today. I have a few little DIYs that I wanted to share with you, and then just some extra little touches that I'm doing in the dining room for the holidays. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. The first space that I want to tackle in my dining room is the centerpiece. I recently decorated my dining room for the holidays, and I had every intention of leaving all the decorations, centerpiece, all of that the same, but then I started to unpack some of my decorations from previous years, and I found these really pretty berry stems. And I loved them for previous years and I got a lot of good use out of them, but I just didn't feel like they fit the color palette of the rest of my home anymore. So I decided to paint them a more neutral color for this year and incorporate them into my table setting. I only had to give the berries 2 coats of paint to get the look I wanted, and once they were dry, I was able to just slide the berry stems onto the longer branches and garland, and I was all done. Okay, so I started out by painting the red berries that were on these stems originally, and also my little garland. We're gonna test it out, see whether or not I actually like them painted white, and if not, if that doesn't work, then I actually also think that it would look really nice, just more natural this way. So we could also leave them alone and just incorporate them into our centerpiece this way. But while I'm done with that, we're gonna make some paper candle holders today for my dining setting. So for this first DIY, I would recommend using a cutting board or another flat surface that will be easy for you to clean up afterwards. You're also going to need some air dry clay, a rolling pin, some water, and a tapered candle to help you measure out the right size for your candle holder. So I started out by dividing up 4 equal parts of air dry clay, combining them, and then rolling it out until I felt like it was a good thickness and I would be ready to start cutting into it. I cut 4 long strips of clay and used a tapered candle as a guide to make sure that the clay could completely wrap around the candle base. Then, using a little bit of water, I joined the 2 ends together and pulled off the clay to fix any imperfections. I cut the rest of the strips to the same length and repeated the process 7 more times. And then I wanted to add a little handle to each candle holder to give it a more vintage look, which did take me a little bit longer. So if you don't like the look of this, or you don't want to spend too much more time on this DIY, then you can definitely leave this step out. The very last step though is to create the base for your candle holder. I chose to use another candle that I already had as a guide, and I like the size of it, but you can choose any shape or design for this part. Then finally, just to add a little more of a decorative touch, I decided to pinch the edges a little bit and give it more of a scallop detail. And then to glue the 2 pieces together, you just need to add a little bit of water to the base part and then firmly place the first part we made right on top. Let it sit for a few hours and then you're all done. Moving on to this little corner of the dining room, we had an extra tree we purchased around Black Friday last year and thought it would be really nice to place it in here. This one is a lot smaller than the one that we have up in our living room and only has a colorful light setting, so I wanted to lean into that and really play up the color. I thought a great, easy, and inexpensive way to bring more color into this room without having them all clash would be by using some old paint that I already had and some plastic ornaments from Michael's. I've seen this hack several times and I have always wanted to try it out, and I'm so glad that I finally did. I'd recommend watering your paint down a little bit though to help give it a little bit more of a runny consistency and make coating the inside of the ornament a lot easier. While waiting for the ornaments to dry, I wrapped the base of the tree with a cozy throw blanket. Then I also made sure to fluff up the branches. This is my least favorite step because of how long it takes, but the end result is always worth it. Just look at the difference and how much fuller this tree looks afterwards. So this wraps up my last Christmas decorating video for this year. I really enjoyed working on all of the fun DIYs for this room, and I feel like all of the colors ended up playing off of each other really beautifully, so I'm so happy with how it all turned out. Also, all of the DIYs are super easy and affordable to do, so definitely let me know down below if you guys try them out and how they work out for you. Make sure to hit the like button down below and subscribe so you guys don't miss any future decorating, renovating, and all things at home with me. See you guys in the next one.